Good morning, Imagine 100 listeners by radio.
Well, do you have the TV thing going?
It's going. It
You
should
turned
be.
it on?
We'll find out when we watch public access.
Okay, now continue your introduction.
Okay, we're glad you joined us. I'm Will Davis, publisher and editor of the Monroe County Reporter. I'm joined by the founder of this newspaper on the 45th birthday of the Reporter.
Quit reminding me how damn old I am. Well, we're ugly.
Did you know what else happened? I don't know if you knew this.
I don't want to know.
The Macon Telegraph. The Macon Telegraph turned 191.
Well,
the same week.
Let's talk about our guest.
Okay. We do. We need to get right to work. We have a guest today. Who's going to introduce her?
You go ahead.
Okay, it's my honor to introduce Priscilla Doster. She is a candidate for District 2 on the Monroe County School Board. Welcome, Priscilla.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for being here, Priscilla.
Well, we got you here just in the nick of time because the election is Tuesday.
Right.
Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I'm very excited. I'm not nervous. I have very much enjoyed going around the district and meeting the different people. I knew Monroe County was very diverse, and that has just, emphasized that to me. But I've been very fortunate being able to go around much of the district so far and hope to cover it all before
Well, you've been involved in public education for a long time.
Right.
You were a native Monroe County, born, raised here, came back to Monroe County, and your mother was involved in education, I believe.
And my grandmother
And
and
your
my grandparents, and
so
go
you
back
have
to
quite a
1822.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question, Priscilla.
Okay.
And this is the question if you are elected to the school board, what kind of asset will you be to the school board?
I hope I'll be a very positive influence on the school board with my education background and experience, with my diversity of other interests, with a number of community involvements that I have participated in through the years. I think I'm a good listener. I really enjoy talking with people and seeing what's on their mind, and I think I would be able to help the school board, particularly being a liaison between District 2 and the board as a whole.
Well, good. That's good. Well, I'm going to ask another very pointed question here.
Okay.
So I'm not picking on you, and I don't want you to think that. How do you think the Monroe County School Board is operating now? How do you think it's functioning? Is it good, bad, indifferent, or aggressive, or what?
I think it is very good. I think it's progressive. I think we are educating our students not for today, but for the world that they're going to find when they become adults. I'm very excited about the technology that's been incorporated throughout the school system. You're like me. Technology has taken giant leaps. Now, Will, you're a baby of technology, aren't you? Weren't you raised with technology?
I'm not real good at it.
Hey,
my kids teach me how to do it, so they should teach the classes in the school system.
That's right. But what my point is, we have both seen the transition to now. It just absolutely blows my mind. Even my kids, my grandkids in college and in high school now, technology is just blowing me out of the water. I've got a phone here. The only thing I can do with the thing is answer it.
Yeah, my kids go online and check their grades. They email their papers into their teachers. It's really
I'm old school. I'm old school. My mother was a 5th grade teacher for 32 years, and I always dreaded when the report cards came out. Do they issue report cards now?
Yes, we do have report cards. You also can check grades online.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying, do they hand you a physical report card?
It's more like a piece of paper, a printed piece of paper, rather than a card like you're familiar with.
The parents have to sign off on the report card?
Yes.
You do?
Mm-hmm. They still do that. But the problem is, Don, for you, it'd be very hard for you to go back to school because when you said your dog ate your homework, they'd say, well, why did you submit it online?
Well, then I can say my dog peed on my computer.
My dog chewed up my internet cord.
That's right. That's good. I think, like I say, I was raised by a mother who taught 5th grade, and my dad was involved. My stepdad was involved in education. Just like you, my whole family was involved in education, and I see education changing. What's the biggest change you've seen in the education facility? Is it technology?
Probably technology. With the Google network that they have in the school system, you can get pretty much instant communication between administrators and teachers back and forth discussions. You can have three-way discussions.
Uh-huh.
And that's just something that is relatively new, and we're just so fortunate here in Monroe County that we're able to do this.
But, now, whoa, stop. We have poor internet service in some sections of the county. So what does that kid do that can't connect to the internet that lives somewhere between Smar and Toledo?
Good question.
Well, I'm talking about specifically during the school day. With
But
the system.
there is this emphasis, like you said, the parent can go home and get on the computer and check grades, but if they don't have computer access.
Well, they have computer access, so the system.
No, I'm talking about at home, at home,
The system has computers so kids can actually check out. And
when they're in school.
they can use them. I understand some of them actually can take some home. Now, I don't know that exactly.
Well,
I've heard that from students.
Well, what I'm leading to is Susan Home is making a very definitive push with this state, legislative study group or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're pushing to get internet service, into the rural areas, so that the kid that lives, like I say, in a non-internet accessible area of Monroe County can get that information.
And that is a problem. And
That's what I was talking about. That's the problem.
But there are other things they can do using the technology, using the computer without having access to the internet. But the internet access is desperately needed throughout the county. At my house, you can use the internet. In my house, I can use my phone in our barn, and I walk right behind the barn. I have no service.
Wow.
That's right.
So that's
Well, I hope this is one thing. I think the school board, and what I'm leading to is very simple. The school board needs to become very proactive. Now, I know that the state, do they still call it PTA or whatever? Don't why you laughing?
PTO. Whenever you said PTA, I think of that great country song, the Harper Valley PTA.
Yeah, that's pretty classic, But I hope that one thing that you will do if elected is to get the school board unified to be talking to Susan Holmes, Robert Dickey, Alan Peake, and what's our son's name that doesn't answer my email?
John Kennedy. John Kennedy,
yes. So I think y'all need to really push them, because Monroe County, and I'm on one of your tangents now. Give me 5.
Go.
Okay, my tangent is, there's never been a cooperation between the school board, the county commissioners, and the city council with our elected representatives. Say amen.
Is there a question there?
What?
For our guests?
just a comment.
Oh, just a comment.
There was a question.
Related to
What are you going to do
Is it, will you encourage your school board to be proactive with our state legislative people to say, hey, Susan, come on, we need internet.
Like internet service. Yes, definitely. I visited many homes, several dozen homes that mention the exact same thing, and they don't even have cell phone service at their house, so they go halfway up the driveway.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have the tree and blunt, I don't have to stick a coat hanger in my ear.
Is it working now?
Yeah.
It is?
If you're on the right side.
If you're
close
standing
behind it, you're not going to get anything.
So the tree
so
is
you have to stand in front of it.
it's throwing shade on part of the sides.
Yeah. How much more time we got, Priscilla?
Oh, we're about 9 minutes in, so you wanted to give her about 10 or 15 minutes?
No, she's got 10 minutes.
Okay.
She's got 2 minutes for what?
For say whatever you want to. You got about a minute to say what you need to say, because we are splitting this in. Is it you and Steve? If he shows up, we might interview another empty chair.
Like we did last.
Like we did
Who
last.
did we interview last week in the empty chair?
Barry Peter.
Barry Peter.
Yeah. I'm fast.
Speak directly to our viewers and listeners.
I'm interested in serving on the Monroe County Board of Education because it combines 2 great interests of mine. 1, education, and 2, service to the community as a whole. I believe that my being on the Board of Education, I can be a positive influence, I can be a positive representative for the people of District 2, and I can help the Monroe County Board of Education forward their vision of providing adequate and superior education, not just for today, but for our young people, to prepare them for the world that they're coming into as they become adults. And in so doing, it also benefits the entire county.
Thank you very much, Priscilla, and good luck. And I guess we'll probably see you on the school board. You're interviewing Steve Coleman.
I
was told I'm Steve Coleman.
One reason.
The dude is joining us.
Richard Dumas, sports editor, news
Bye,
editor.
Steve.
How are you?
Have fun.
So,
Good luck on the election, Steve.
I have to say, Don, we've interviewed 2 empty chairs the last 2 weeks, and I thought that one last week was a little more interesting than this empty chair. Just didn't.
Well, we need to give him a chance to answer some other questions because the dude
Yeah,
can't.
he
hear.
filled the big shoes,
That's right.
the big seat.
So welcome, dude.
Thank you.
We're talking about the election, Richard.
What's your prediction? Let's make predictions. That's what was the question you asked.
All right, District 2 on the school board.
No idea on that one. I said whoever rounds up their most friends and family to come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no clue on that one.
Okay. What about
They're both popular in the community.
Yeah.
what about District 4 commissioners?
I'd say George and Mommy, but that may be a dangerous prediction because we went with a similar candidate with Jarrett Lovett last time and it didn't work out.
That's
well,
right.
So
He flew the coop.
Barry may have a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
Okay, we all.
I mean, basically, you're going with Jared the second or Jim Peters the second. So, whichever do you want? Do you want some of the old guard or the newcomers?
It's like they say of the South, we're always fighting the last battle, refighting the last
That's
battle
right.
rather than.
All right. What about East Block, you two?
They'll pass.
It'll pass. You still.
I'm still very skeptical about it.
You're still the turn of the punch bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a mighty close vote. But there's one thing we hadn't talked about, and y'all don't agree with me on this. But up in District 4, it could be a runoff. Now I mentioned this last week on this show, but it could be a runoff.
Will Randy Gonzalez's name still be on the ballot?
It's on the ballot.
Okay.
All right. Now, it's
I don't
gonna
think
be-
many people will vote for him because he's swung his
Hey,
support behind
hey.
Imami.
Hey, if you don't like the other two candidates, who are you gonna vote for?
Yeah, I think that Gonzalez's endorsement may, in a close race, that could make a big difference. If his firefighting buddies and his friends, he's been there a long time, and if he swings some of those High Falls folks over to Imami and combine those with the River Forest crowd,
You're getting complicated.
I think it may make a big difference. I
I thought last week you said you were a possible write-in candidate.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, you.
Donald J. Daniel. Let's
That's-
write that.
That's
right.
what you do if you don't like your
Hey, if you want
options.
to, I'm gonna have a vile curmudgeon. Okay?
Right into the VC.
Right in the VC. Let's talk about sports, because you got some exciting sports coming up. The Mayorperson's Bulldogs again.
Playoff time is here.
Right. We clinched the region championship last Friday, as we may have predicted. I can't remember if we did or not, but anyway.
You remember 4 years ago they were trying to clinch their first one in 17 years, and they lost to West Lawrence. And then we thought, will they ever win region? And here we are 3 years later, they've won 3 straight.
Well,
They won-
did
they
contract
won.
a few teams from our region.
As soon
since
as
that last
veterans
discussion.
left the region, did you know Veterans fired his football coach?
That's not surprising. No, I didn't know that.
They've struggled since they left
And what about
four
Florida?
quad
What about Florida firing their coach?
A. Yeah, the Bulldogs put it. It was so bad, such a beatdown that they had to let
Let me ask you a
McCullough
question.
go.
Was it Florida or Alabama that took all of the University of Georgia Bulldogs druggies?
Auburn.
Auburn?
Yeah.
But
Alabama
Florida,
A&M, is that what it was called?
Florida didn't take any of our druggies?
They took 1 or 2.
They took some.
Didn't they?
I don't think Florida's ever taken a Georgia.
Oh, okay.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay. All right, going back to Mary Persons, do they have a chance to win state?
No.
They don't? Is that your prediction?
No, yeah, that's my prediction. I don't want to ruin it for our viewers and listeners.
You've got some mighty good
They
teams
wanna-
in Quad A.
who may want to continue paying attention, but I don't think we'll get past the quarterfinals.
You don't think so?
No.
Our Waterloo will be the Ridgeland game up in Chattanooga area.
Well, they may come down here, and that might
Yeah.
become a winnable game. I don't know enough about the other teams. I do know we don't have enough to win state.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
And maybe I wouldn't rule out next year being a factor of getting back toward a championship game or semifinal or something like that. Next year's team should be stacked.
We'll have a quarterback back, J.D. Hardage. We'll have our best running back, Quinn Wilson, back. Braylon Harvey, what year is our other running back?
He's a senior.
Senior.
Okay, I'm going to ask a sports question.
Yeah.
You had those, how many of it, 3 athletes that were involved in that automobile
Boy,
crash?
that became a real hornet's nest online on Facebook.
Well, let me tell you something. It should be a hornet's nest because it just upsets me in college football and high school football and everything in between, if an athlete violates the law, it's okay.
You think they got off because they were athletes?
Oh, heck yeah, you all both know that. You know that if Sonny Michelle or Michelle, whatever he was,
Don't jinx it.
huh?
Don't jinx it. We don't want to hear about Sonny Michelle.
No,
He's not in trouble. He's
No,
good.
no, listen to what I'm trying to say. If he got arrested for drugs or something like that, what do you think would happen? I understand.
He'd sit out a few games.
Okay. Okay. Don't you think these high school kids that broke the law, don't you think they should sit out a couple games?
I think people overestimate the football player thing. One of these kids has never put on the pads all year. He's been injured. It's not like he's Malik Herring and they got to.
Right.
Oh gosh, we need to protect him. I mean, this kid is not known as some.
I just have very strong feelings about that.
Well, I think a lot of people
Yeah.
do, and I think some people say, well, it's, the coaches should make him run, but it's not. It wasn't on school
No.
property, so
I
it
don't
really
care.
wasn't.
I
It
don't
wasn't the
care.
school's job to discipline.
Why didn't they why didn't they get arrested? Why didn't they get a ticket? Why didn't they get fined? And
I think that's what should have happened. And I
yes,
think,
that's my whole point.
and one of the mothers said the same thing. Now, David Asbell is. I like David. He's a good officer. Now, why he chose not to take a side here?
Football player, we don't do that.
Well, it's not like I've never seen David Asbell in a football game, so it's not like he's a big fan.
Well,
I thought they should have been cited. I don't think anybody should have been arrested. I thought they should have been
Just give a
cited.
ticket.
Oh,
I
I
think
agree.
they should be out cleaning the cemetery.
I agree with.
But
But what happened? They got off scot free.
well, we
That's my
don't
whole
know
point.
that. I mean,
Their parents may have really dropped the hammer.
I do know that.
You're in a joking mood.
I do know that one of the drivers played that night in the football game, so I don't think that the high
That
school
ain't
football
right.
team is doing anything about it.
That ain't right.
It's no real
It's not their
surprise.
job.
You know, one time I got caught in high school
I
when I
disagree
played
with
football.
that.
I was eating a bag of peanuts, and the coach caught me. 10 laps.
For eating a bag of peanuts.
Yeah, because we couldn't eat peanuts.
Hey.
We couldn't eat Coca-Cola.
How did you get them through your helmet?
I stuck him up my nose, Johnny. Yeah.
Back then-
No,
back then-
he caught me eating peanuts off camp in school. Because
Of course, back then those leather helmets really didn't obstruct your mouth very much.
leather helmets.
I think when you endanger the health of yourself and other students, especially on the day of a game,
Yeah.
it should be it's justifiable that your
Yeah.
team should have a
Yeah.
issue with that.
I agree.
But
Well, Richard,
I don't know what they've done. I can't say they haven't.
besides the infamous cemetery wreck, Richard, one of the big things people are talking about is a concrete plant that wants to locate and create about 25 jobs
I'm not going to even talk about it.
up on Johnsonville Road. Richard, the county zoning board said, no, that's not going to happen. So were you surprised at that?
No.
There was a pretty good crowd of opponents.
There were 75 to 80 people, I'd say, there to oppose it. Way more people than there were chairs. And
That's the first time about ever, wasn't it?
some of the Dollar General
Yeah.
had even more than that, I think. But
They showed up for the comedy hour. No,
but
the
it's
comedy
still,
hour.
I mean, the commissioners, I don't know for sure. I think it'll probably be 2-2 or something like that, and it'll probably pass for lack of having a commissioner there.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, it'll probably fail. I mean, for lack of-
Fail, yeah.
What Richard and I are saying is that the zoning board can approve or deny. As I mentioned in my column this week, they can approve or deny. But the final decision is they can overrule.
But really, this comes down to the fact the zoning board doesn't have the final say.
That's
They
right.
have no
That's-
incentive to
that's-
follow
that's
the
right.
law.
That's
They're
right.
just going
That's
with the
right.
will of the people and the.
That's
It's
right.
like a popularity contest.
Yeah. So they can say no, but that's still not.
No, that's not definitive.
Because I know at least one of the 4 commissioners will vote for it.
Yeah.
And we'll see if there's two more that follow.
Don't you guys, this newspaper, Don, you and several others, our development authority, have tried to promote a pro-jobs, pro-growth attitude in Monroe County. Does it not seem to hit a brick wall every time it comes
Every
down?
single time. You look, here.
Everybody in general, they
That's right.
support it, but when you
That's
get
right.
specific,
That's right.
okay, here's a plan that
That's
will
right.
create
They
jobs.
support it for other districts.
See,
That's right,
some
not
of
in
the
my
residents,
backyard.
as I said in my column, some of the residents of River Forest were very concerned. The concrete plant is 2 miles from the entrance to the inner
They
sanctum.
won't even know they're
They
there.
won't even know they're there.
But how would you vote if you were on the county
I'd
commission?
vote for it 100%.
Boom.
So for
You heard it here.
100% because we need the jobs
Yeah.
in Monroe County.
Here.
And what River Forest residents don't realize, again, as I mentioned in my column, you've got an industrial park less than a mile away
Yeah.
from the inner sanctum gates.
Hello.
Yeah, that's right. Hello. But anyway,
So
how would you vote, Richard? Would you vote for or against it?
he's a mere observer.
I'd vote for it based on what he said. I'd want to know more specifics on how concrete plants impact the environment and that kind of thing, because there are a lot of livestock up there. There are a lot of environmental issues. There's a creek nearby, that kind of thing.
Maybe the commissioners
But
should take a field trip
if-
if see one.
Well, I mean, they might should, but that's what I'm saying. That you'd have to do your due diligence, but I would
Right.
support it.
Did he point to
Well,
one nearby that they could
here's the thing that hurts.
He said he's never done it before, which didn't help his chances.
We're just making it up as we go.
Just this week, Amazon announced a plant, a distribution center, and making 500 employees. Right, one exit up, two exits up from the Johnstonville Road exit. You've got that mega building.
H&H.
Dollar General. No,
Yeah.
Dollar General.
Oh yeah.
Dollar General,
Butts
Butts and Spalding.
Yes.
And they're gonna hire 1,500 people.
Man.
So we got more people leaving Monroe County to work than we got coming to Monroe County to work.
It's a problem. Here's one thing that is being allowed into the city of Forsyth. And
Beer
that is
and wine?
a new Italian restaurant on the square. This you can read about it on the front
No
page. of this
spaghetti
newspaper.
Italian.
Minori's Italian Husvace.
I hate it when he cusses on the radio.
What just happened there?
No,
This is the old Prime Palette building. If you've been to the Prime Palette, it used to be the Royal Palm. It's going to be home of a new Chelsea Larkin is opening an Italian restaurant. It's going to be all 100% from scratch done. Lasagna, spaghetti,
and they're not going to get any sauce out
beer,
of
wine, bread, She says everything is fresh from
They're
scratch.
going to make their own pasta.
Yes, and they're going to have wine. Italian.
Sounds much needed around here.
White tablecloths. What kind of? I guess they'll have a steak. I should ask
Who
you
they're
that.
appealing to?
Anybody wants to eat?
Michael Corley.
They're going to have a different.
Michael Corley.
They're going to have a different lunch.
Well, you know, we're going to come to the society. We're going to build a building.
And it's kind of become the thing in Forsyth, maybe it's everywhere, for these restaurants to be closed on Mondays and Sundays and Mondays. So that'll be their time off.
Well, y'all,
fast on those.
y'all need to read my column if y'all want to get some tripe, and that's one of the best restaurants in the whole city of Forsyth.
Which one?
The one there.
Oh,
the big,
La Pasadita.
La Pasadita. Yeah. I mean, you and I, we all three like to eat at El Tejado, but that's more Tex-Mex. But if
This is
you
kind
go,
of the real deal, isn't it?
but this is called the
Authentic.
Real deal. That's right. Today is Wednesday, and no, today's Thursday. Anyway, try it. It
La
brought
Pasadita.
back a lot of memories of when I was in Cozumel, Cancun, and Mexico City. It brought back some real stuff. And when I was out in Colorado.
Located in Al's Market on Lee Street. Hamburger Hill, they sometimes call it. I guess we need to rename it Taco Hill.
Yeah, yeah.
But other news, Don, did you see the story we had in this week's paper about the splash pad? The company threatening to repossess a splash pad. I'm not sure how you would accomplish that.
I'd like to see him try.
Yeah, Eric will probably go out there and stand, and Janice will stand, and what they do is they chain themselves.
Yes.
Chain themselves. No, you can't take our
Then you hose them.
Yeah, that's right.
Spray them.
That's right, spray them. But, that has been a fiasco.
Yeah, it's been a mess.
Since day one.
Imagine if they tried to do a pool.
Oh my God.
It would be good.
Yeah. By the way, are they offering soap at the splash pad?
And
Or do you have to bring your own?
BYOS.
a community bath.
BYOS, I love it. Bring your own soap. I
We
love
gotta have a community bath when they reopen in May.
it.
But it is getting colder now, so it's
I love it. Bring your own soap. We gotta go.
we'll get cleaned up. That's time
Hey,
we cleaned up
we
for
can
site.
get a sign and put out,
Well,
bring your own soap.
The city-
Hey, I got an idea. What we could do is we could go out there and set up a rent your towel.
Yeah.
Like a rent towel.
You can have a bring your pet day and get all your pay.
Hey, I
your
love
dogs
that.
paid.
Man. I like that idea.
Other things the city council's
I
involved
want
in.
to see. Here's the photo of the year. is next year, Richard and Diane and you at the splash pad.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
There you go.
I'll
We'll
have
have,
to get in shape for that one.
we'll have splash
I'll have to
day.
get in shape for that one.
No, just wear your clothes.
Oh.
The reporter splash day. They haven't let corporations, businesses rent it out for
If it
parties.
doesn't get repossessed, they might.
They'll pay off that
We're waiting to
$40,000.
see.
Hey,
Well,
Georgia Power.
Diane said that the county did approve the $40,000.
Emergency meeting to approve the $40,000.
40,000.
Well, the problem the company has is they have no contract, so they can't say you sign this document because all they had was her
Like
whole.
I said, fiasco, and let's use your favorite expression.
She had to use her passport to
Government
come to
work.
the country to take care of this.
Huh?
She had to use her passport to come to the country to take care of this.
Don't get me started on that one either.
The city council's also split about what to do about City Hall, Don. They had two options and they just don't seem to like either one. So maybe they could talk to
Hey,
them.
they didn't like a train museum either.
Yeah, they just
You know,
nothing's perfect.
they spent over close to.
Your new pitch should be a train museum / City Hall.
Hey, I like that.
Build
I like
two
that.
at one.
Well, you're going to laugh about this, but I think it's over in Richland, Georgia. They have a train museum, and guess what the train museum is connected to?
City Hall.
There you go. Hey, you can put your bill on the train and send it down to the depot.
Will's getting. Well, where's he coming from? How much more time we got? This is getting.
We got about a minute and a half.
Read this week's paper because it's again every week. Y'all come out with something, and I tell you what, I think a car went through a house or something.
yeah, last week up near your way, up on Bicycle was it? Them Butts County folks are getting
Near
on.
Box, like awful Box.
They're getting on meth and they're coming down here and causing problems.
That's right.
For our locals.
Because Butts County is tightened up.
Old Union Gin. wasn't it?
Old Union.
Oh, yeah, that's that close. Anyway, but not say that
That's
one.
your neck of the woods.
No, it's not my neck. It's just a long ways away.
Hey, we're going to hold next week's paper. The store copies will have election results. So if you want to know who's your new District 4 commissioner, who's your new District 2 school board member, we're going to tell you in next week's in store copies. Sorry, just technically we can't get it in the subscriber copies, but check out those store copies. They'll have those results. Plus, we'll have a salute to Veterans Day next Saturday. They'll have a ceremony on the courthouse square at 11 a.m. So if you want to participate,
How about our magazine?
yes, so we believe that our Welcome Home magazine, the latest edition, 112 pages chock full.
So who's on the front?
We got two local families that own a small business here in town
Super.
and making Monroe County work. Richard's got the details about them. So
Definitely
you'll love
got
this
that.
magazine. This year we have a new graphics designer that worked on it. It's like none other that you've seen before. Excellent
Is it in
layout.
3D?
It might as well be. It might as
No,
well.
you
can-
shoot 3D glasses with it.
stuff.
we got a lot of barcodes where if you want to look at some phone numbers, you want to call City Hall, you can move your phone over it and boom, it comes up on your phone.
That is, unless you live in certain parts of Monroe County where
Yeah.
you don't have phone service.
Yeah, if you don't have phone service. But we're out of time. Thanks for
Hey, y'all.
joining us. The Reporter on the Air, Radio, Magic 100, TV, Forsyth Cable Access. Thanks for coming along. See you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.